All right, folks, welcome to another edition of Ascension Outdoors. I'm Lyle Johnson.
And I'm Goosie Geist.
From South Louisiana, I guess I should explain. Looks like the kind of home for my kind of man. We were fishing them bayou streams and dreaming from dream to dream, flipping on what Mama Nature stored. Yeah, you won't believe the things I saw on old Lake Marapon. Mama Nature, you're gonna drive us all insane. For the rustle of their wings in that cold December wind brings me back to the banks of Marapon.
Ascension Outdoors is brought to you by Layne's Diamond Jewelry and Design on New River, offering custom jewelry designs along with in-house cleaning and repair. Snow's Seafood and Steakhouse, family owned and operated on Airline Highway, celebrating their 50th anniversary, serving great food since 1971. Roland J. Robert Distributors, serving customers with petroleum and petroleum products since 1924, along with super stops located throughout the region. Veyron Smoked Sausage uses the original Louisiana recipe since 1938, making the best smoked sausage, andouille, green onion, and smoked boudin in Ascension Parish, along with the original Martin smoked sausage. Bayou Land Microskiffs, veteran-owned and operated at 12500 Highway 44 near Lowe's. Boat brokering, kayak and shallow water boat sales, paddle boats, Tohatsu sales and service, mechanical repairs, and much more.
See this man? He has no character. See this sausage? That's Veyron Smoked Sausage. It has character. Made with 100% shoulder cut pork, filled with flavor, not fillers. Veyron Smoked Sausage. Sausage with character.
All right, folks, today's episode of Ascension Outdoors brought to y'all by Layne Diamond Jewelry Design on East Ascension Street, Gonzales, Louisiana. Perfect time of the year to start thinking about Christmas presents, stuff like that, getting jewelry clean. Whatever your needs may be, they sure can handle whatever you want.
Best place to find.
Best place, no doubt.
Best people. It's all good, man.
And tonight we got a guest that with us today, Stephen Prater from Louisiana Custom Knife Association. Stephen, tell us a little bit how you got started with the Knife Association, and you're a knife collector and all. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started and what the association is about.
I know a lot of these local guys, and I just want to kind of get everybody together, and just kind of kicked off from there. That was, just.
So you had your own personal collection of knives?
Oh yeah, I have over 300 custom knives in my collection right now. Right. Yeah.
And so you're not a knife maker?
No,
so
not a knife maker.
What does the organization actually do?
It supports the local Louisiana knife makers, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And sheath makers and anybody, engravers. We have all kind of people in the association. Right. Collectors just like me too.
And like I say, this is a blade audience for sure, hunters and fishermen. How important knives were to the civilization of mankind.
Right.
I mean, that's probably one of the most important tools there ever was. And just think about how often you use one at this day and time.
Yes.
We have you have a event coming up in Lafayette this year.
In Lafayette, September the 10th. In Lafayette, we have our 3rd annual Louisiana Knife Show, and great turnout. Like I said, this is our 3rd year, and it's getting bigger and better every year.
And what's the date on that?
September the 10th.
September 10th.
Where is it going to be?
Lafayette, Louisiana, on 717 Duhon Street in Lafayette. Event center called the Benny Grand.
Yeah. All right, so locally you also have what y'all call a knife night also. I haven't made one of these events yet.
You need to come out.
How do you with your website and how do people know about this event?
We have our Facebook page, which is Louisiana Knives and Knife Makers. We got our website for the association, which is www.lacustomknives.net, and also have Facebook, Louisiana Knives and Knife Makers. So you find out everything. We do these little knife nights every 3 months. Great little get together. There's 30, 40 makers, collectors, enthusiasts there. It's Great
They
little.
bring their knives.
Bring their knives and buy, show, trade, and handle materials and different kind of steels, and everybody cooks something, so we eat good.
Yeah.
Just talk about knives.
Some of these guys that's on this show has actually been on that Forged in Fire episode before. There's some of your members that have been, and some of them have been very successful at that. That's become, like you said, there was 300 and something knife makers in the state of Louisiana. Now with the association, that gathers them all together where they can all share knowledge, each other's knowledge. Because those guys share a lot of knowledge with each other.
Oh yeah, they absolutely do.
That's incredible the way they make those blades and things. That's really amazing.
One of the guys come to Knife Night the other day, and he was getting into folders, and he said, "I got a little problem with this." About 4 or 5 guys jumped on.
Yep.
Do this,
They love
do this,
helping
do
each
this.
other. I
Yeah,
see that.
they were very helpful.
Nice.
Very helpful.
So we're going to talk about being on the water. Huh?
Look, something that I was wanting to talk a little bit about, some Coast Guard information that they sent out today, that I read today from year 2021. 15% decrease in accidents, boating accidents, this is. It was a 17.2% decrease in injuries and a 14.2% decrease in fatalities in last year. So that's some good stuff. They think, and the reason why is most states are now requiring a boat education.
Right.
If you're going to handle a watercraft, you're going to have to take that boat education class to do that. Now, one thing they did find, I thought was very interesting out of that, 15% of the fatalities came from kayaks, paddle crafts, should I say.
Right.
And there's now some talk about, we'll see what goes on in the next couple of years, some talk about maybe some of those may be required to take some boat education also.
Yeah, well, I live on the Diversion. They got lots of people who use some education to drive their boats up and down there, bro.
Well, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it hasn't decreased here this year.
No, it's been pretty rough here.
Yeah,
It's been bad, y'all.
So look, I even caught my first bass off my pier since the hurricane in a cast net, not on a rod reel, although I did have one hit my worm the other day, so things is picking up a little bit around home.
Well, that's good. You know, fishing's been great. Spillway's been great. Good fishing. You know, it's down. Everything's down now. Fishing's great. Saltwater fishing's great. Hopefully our fishing back here gets great, and hopefully nobody gets no hurricanes in no place at all this year.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, man, we're going to head down the Falls River where you were, and we're also going to get a little pier action for catfish. I call them my pier as well.
10-4. I actually went there trying to catch some brim. I think I might have been a little early in the year, and the stable over there has been catfish, though,
Right.
like in a lot of other places.
All right, man, let's head out to the water.
All right, folks, we're going to do something today I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's been years since I've been here to Falls River. Since our hurricane, I had to kill a lot of fish in our Amet River, Blind River Basin, kind of stretching out, going to other places that I used to fish years ago, and see if I can't catch a mess of fish here or there. But this is a place I used to come to all the time back in the day. It was a very popular place to come to back in the day. It still is for a lot of people, but for some reason I kind of quit heading out this way to here in Old River. But back here today, getting ready to try to catch a few fish. I got some live bait, worms, crickets, grass shrimp, stuff like that. I'm gonna try to catch a few brim, maybe a catfish or two, whatever we can catch for fish fry.
I don't know if I can.
That's the first fish of the day, bluegill. I had a couple of bites, kind of early. I had a couple of bites. Lost one, the other one didn't hang. I'm trying to find a little bed of these bluegills or chinkapins today. Is really what I come here for. I think one of them fish that I had back there might have been a catfish. So if I can find us a little area where we can catch a few of these right here, that is what I come for right there. I can feel like a cat there. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, it is a pretty catfish. Beautiful, man. Channel cat. Had a couple bites in that little hole there. Hopefully that can keep up.
Very big though. Nope.
No brim.
He's cute.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, we keep that little cat right there. That'll be one of them hole fryers. Too little there, but a lot of action in that hole there for whatever reason. That's been a good little spot right there. I can get him off of there without getting my hands stuck. It's a nice morning out here. It's foggy.
All right, while Goosie and them's out there on False River catching a few fish, here we are on the Diversion Canal. We're gonna try to catch us some catfish today. They have been biting pretty good. We already got one hooked up right here. All right, man, beautiful blue cat too. Very nice, very nice. How about that, man? Not bad for the first one. Got some shad, caught a few with a cast net yesterday, and shad is kind of like catfish cocaine. That's what I call it anyway. They do love it. And there's number one. Yeah, you're right. Hey, we had a little bit of rain here the last few days, and kind of got a good little current going in here right now. I had a little bite on this one here. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes the action is fast and furious, and sometimes it ain't. Seems like right now. Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, that one come to the top like a bass. They don't usually do that. It's another pretty nice one. Seems to be hooked right in the lip, just like those circle hooks I use are supposed to do. Now this is some pretty catfish right here. This is, I'm gonna say, about a pound. Springtime's done, the spawn's done, although I have been catching a few nice ones. This is kind of about the best eating size right here. You get a good fillet off of that one right there. And so, yeah, you're right. Circle hook, you don't want to jerk them. You just kind of reel it and make it tight. Kind of hook themselves. This one wanting to come to the top too, man, like a bass. Look at them jump, boy. Beautiful blue cat, man. This is absolutely perfect fillet size. Beautiful blue cat. All right, I tell you what, this is number 3 right here. We're gonna head back out to Goosie and them on False River, and let's see how their day is going back there.
No, it doesn't feel that big.
It don't?
No. Now it does.
Hold up, if it's a, yeah, bring him on up. Probably a cat. It is. Good. Keeper, for sure. Way to go. That little spot's been good to us. I'll tell you that right now. You know, we came here out of the blind, really. In a way, first thing I wanted to do was actually shoot a film on False River. It's been a while since I've been here. But first order of business I wanted to do was get us a mess of fish to eat for supper, and we done done that. We've got a pretty good box of fish already. Area. I have yet to find that gravel. I'm trying to find it. Can't seem to find nobody to tell me where it's at. That knows where it's at. But pick up a fish here or there. Another fish had a bite right out there. Kind of hard to predict, really. You know, I went right up against those piers, couldn't catch fish there. It's kind of weird. That's where we used to fish at here. This small cat. I'll take him. right now. And I went around them piers right there and didn't get a bite, really, close in like that. Got out here a little further out, picked up this.
I caught me one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
A little cat. Yes, sir. You know, put a line out on bottom. We're doing pretty good in this little spot. I finally had a chance to try my anchor button on that trolling motor. It's an expensive feature, but it sure works good. It keeps you in one spot like this right here. For whatever reason, this little spot right here, we're getting a few bites in it. Try to hang in here a little bit. I'm gonna still try to catch some brim, but looks like the catfish bite is what we own today for sure. Eat me up. He's on it. I will say this. This place is loaded with small catfish. I have caught my share of them today. Yeah, he's fighting it. Must be them little catfish doing that. There's enough brim out here to worry about. There we go. That's what I figured it was. Little cat. I think that's gonna be one of them whole fryers for the seedling right there. You know, filleted fish is a great thing, sure. But every now and then a fish on the bone ain't all that bad. Good eating little catfish right there. Oh yeah. Another cat. We'll take it. Yes sir, we'll take it. You know, there was a day that this place right here, False River, had more bass per acre than any place, any lake in Louisiana, should I say. Oh yeah. I guess that one there, I got him kind of tied more than hooked. That's all right, that'll work. Get my line back out there. One thing for sure, seems like I almost got to get in that wind to catch them. That's for sure. I got him kind of tied more than hooked. That's all right, that'll work. Get my line back out there. One thing for sure, seems like I almost got to get in that wind to catch them. That's for sure. You know, this lake, they've done some things such as draw it down and to dry the banks out and make the banks harder to where it's more acceptable for fish to spawn on. And that goes on just about every year, and that really helps out. Got one on here, another one. That really helps out a whole bunch when they do that. And it's getting to be commonplace in a whole bunch of reservoirs and lakes now that where it's possible to do that, where they draw it down to do that. And it sure helps it out. there was some controversy over that when it first started happening naturally. People with camps and stuff, you know, and boat launchers and stuff like that, you couldn't use it at the time. But all in all, when it's all said and done, it helps the lake a whole bunch. The improvements they've made here has helped out a whole bunch, no doubt.
All right, welcome back from False River. Got a little bite on this one right here. There you right. Oh, he got off. All right, in my cast net yesterday I caught some small shad. I'm gonna take that and put that one on my cork one. That's kind of been effective with them. And this is the kind of big ones here. They've already spawned out. They are very slim, and so we're gonna take it and cut it. And the tail I usually don't use, and then you just kind of make it in slices. Put them on a hook, cut bait. Of course, the head is always the best one, most effective. I guess it's the eyeballs attract them, because catfish, although they do feed by smell, they do feed by sight as well. So we're gonna put those on our lines and see what's gonna happen again. All right, here we go. We got another bite here. Yeah, you're right. Don't feel like a whopper, but it feels like a nice one. Beautiful day today. Yeah, you're right. It's gonna make a nice couple of fillets right there. Maybe not big enough to be a po' boy, but big enough. All right, babe, I got another line with a fish on it. Hey, right. Yeah, catfish seems to be the theme today. Oh yeah, this one feels like a little better one. Hey, right. Shad's doing the trick. Always does. They eat a lot of that. Everything eats shad. Come on now. Oh yeah, that's a pretty one there. Yeah, you're right. Another beauty. Yeah, you're right. That's a fine one here. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, you're right. We'll take that anytime. That is a fine catfish there, boy. That's a po' boy right there, Goose. All right, man, let's head back out to False River and check them out.
Yes, sir. Nice. Nice catfish. I don't know. Sometimes, oh wow! I lucked up there. It was a good thing I put the net on him, because he was off. He was off before I netted him. I just lucked up and made the right dip at the right time. Away it goes. Yep. I tell you what, this catfish bite today has been really good. It's been really good. Well, all in all, wasn't a bad trip at all, you know, considering a place that I ain't been in 25 years probably fishing. Got a nice mess of fish. Like I said earlier, I came over here to try to catch some brim, and it's a little early. Maybe they ain't really started yet. You know, the lake is just coming back from the improvements that's been done on them. But all in all, like I say, for a place that I ain't been in 25 years fishing, nice mess of fish. We have a real nice mess of fish, and had a lot of action today.
All right, folks, welcome back, man. That was a kind of fun day for both of us.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I enjoyed going back to False River. It brings back a lot of old memories to me right there, fishing there. And plan on going back and doing some more. You know, they caught a lot of huge bass in there last spring.
they
sure
did.
did.
They had some good turnouts. Yeah. You're right.
They done some improvements to the place, and it's coming around pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You know, at one time that was the
Best,
number
yeah.
one lake in Louisiana
Louisiana.
for fish per acre.
That's
That's
exactly
amazing.
And I can't catch a fish there. All right, our first picture talking about knife makers is Ethan Lee of E. Lee Knives, who's been on that TV
Yeah,
show
sure
we're
has.
talking about. Mike Frederick went down to the feet with Get the Net charged, a pair called a redfish that was 35 inches long, a flounder, 2 black drum, and 35 speckled trout, popping corks and soft plastic.
Nice mess of fish,
Yeah,
man.
it is beautiful.
Here's Jeremy Argrave, Jeremy Connor, Dathan Argrave, 52 specks fishing Grand Isle, fishing artificial bait, chasing birds. That's fun now, chasing those
Oh,
birds
yeah.
like that.
Been a
That
while
is
since
fun.
I've
Yeah.
done that.
Well, I did it a little bit this year on a trip I went down there. Very interesting. Yeah, you got to stay up ahead of them. They kind of move kind of quick sometimes, though. It
yeah.
is interesting, though. It is fun. You catch a lot of throwbacks a lot of times. But
Yeah, you're right.
you fool with them long enough, you end up with a box of fish.
Oh, yeah. All right, this picture right here is Kevin King, who's been on our show before, Darryl King's brother.
Yeah.
Darryl. Along with Mark Brown, who's battling cancer, could certainly use your prayers. Brian Young and his brother Darryl caught 146 saccalay and brim using black and chartreuse jig, fishing Grand Lake, mixing water about 2 feet deep.
Nice mess of fish right there, yeah.
That was a pile of them.
All of that is down now, so
Yeah.
but they still catching fish in the Chapel Basin.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. And I'm glad it dried up like that. It'd be good for crawfishing next year for
Yeah,
sure.
you're right.
Here's J.T. Brown, Kobe Smith, Jonathan, called him Little John Cunningham, and Roger Brown caught this nice mess of specks and a couple of flounders fishing with Cajun charters out of Cocodrie back in July. That wheelbarrow right there, that's a pretty good sized specks laying in there. They pretty good sized fish laying up in there. 2 of them take care of that whole length of that wheelbarrow. Those things are pretty big.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Good mess of fish, y'all.
All right, this is a relative of mine, Landry Lee, on his first trip to Venice, hosted by a good outdoorsman here, his Uncle Quinn Gotro. Caught these 22 bass in early July down in Venice, caught them all on a speed crawl, bro. And big old fat football.
Yeah, they look like,
bass,
yeah,
bro.
they're some healthy ones. I was looking at that picture, they are some healthy fish, no
They
doubt.
ain't hurting for nothing to eat.
No, not
That's for
down
sure.
there, I guarantee you. Here's Denver LeBlanc, he's 13, Colt LeBlanc, he's 10. He caught 46 trout with their pawpaw, David LeBlanc, Grand Isle, back in June. On Captain Layne's Ghost Millers under a cork. A Ghost Miller bait has been a very good bait. I was thinking I was going to have to use one with that trip I made down there, but I didn't. But the guy that I went with said, "You got some Ghost Millers?" I said, "No, I ain't got none." He said, "Well, I got some, but I never did." We hit some
Yeah.
specks that was biting. I believe you could have, one of them deals where you could have threw anything
Yeah.
before the porpoises coming in and run them off, but we had to
Well,
mess
it's
up
been a
on it.
banner year in Grand Isle for speckled trout.
Sure,
They've
I
been
just-
catching hammers, bro. 5.5 pounders.
It's not much fishing pressure
Right.
compared to what it used to
Right.
be, and that does a lot. I'll be glad when the island gets back because it's not.
Crabs
it's-
and shrimp too, bro.
yeah, they've been
Catching.
tearing them up also, no doubt.
All right, this next picture is no first time for these two folks, either Spencer and Deshae Gotro. They packed up their stuff from Grand Isle and moved it to Old River
River.
because they got tired of going and get it every time they had a storm. Anyway, this is a variety stream.
It is
You can
that.
see what they caught and what they caught them on. They got a shiner bucket right there and a tackle box with plastic
Mm-hmm.
baby brush hogs mostly, but bass, brown, boarfish, saccalay, catfish, and gasper-goose. He said he couldn't hardly keep the goose off his line, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he was tearing them up. And this was when the water was good and falling.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
sure
a
was a
perfect
smorgasbord of fish right there.
That's right.
You know, I like them kind of trips to catch a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you're right.
This is a fine triple tail right here that weighed 25 pounds. That's a nice one too. Caught by Mike Bro, Grand Isle, June 25th. He was fishing with Captain Landon, bro. That's his oldest son. Fish caught on spinning reel, 12-pound test line. I guarantee you, he caught it out in front of the state park. That was one fight on his hands because that is a fighting fish right there. Those triple tails, and a good eating fish. They also caught some speckled trout on the trip as well. The bull red caught by Captain Landon, like you see in the picture right there. Nice.
Yeah, they catch
fish.
them 8, 10, 12 pounders in Lake Pontchartrain
Right.
and all that, but them ones you catch right close to the
Sure.
shoreline, they didn't big ones.
Right.
Not some big ones.
That is a very good eating fish.
All right, folks, we want to thank Snow Seafood and Steakhouse for sponsoring this part of our show, and we certainly want to thank all you folks for tuning in.
Now be careful on the water. See you on the next Ascension Outdoors.